Hi everybody, this is chapter 3 in module 1, and today I'm going to talk about understanding chemistry fundamentals of aromatic of molecules. So the first thing you need to know is this. There are many different kinds of components inside the essential oils, and these are some of them, not all of them. This is the most important I need to highlight to you, and you have to be aware. There are monoterpenes, sequesterpenes, diterpenes, and alcohol. What I need to bring attention to you is please focus on monoterpenes. Now, monoterpenes, what are those? They are the smallest molecules inside the essential oils. They evaporate very fast, and they can be found in most abundance. In fact, as a main component in the EOs, ingredients. And there are alcohols. Alcohols has excellent healing properties. It is very good for skin. And when you have alcohols, there are many different kinds of families of alcohols. It means that they are very good for skin and have wonderful healing properties. Now, coming back to monoterpenes, I need to spend a lot of time on monoterpenes. Lemon, for example, has a lot of monoterpenes. And one of the classical molecules you need to know is, what is an example of monoterpenes? Give me one of them. Lemon is called limonene. Limonene is a decongestion. It is penetrating. When it's decongestion, means that it can able to dissolve phlegms, mucus, anything that's thick in the body. So, and then it is a decongestion, means that it can clear, and it is penetrating. So the property itself, able to clear phlegm and able to clear mucus, able to clear toxic bodily fluids. So it's a very wonderful oil components that it has to be. It has antiviral property, it has anti-tumor property, it has anti-inflammatory property. So monoterpenes is also a balancer. It actually balances. It's like a Libran, you know, in horoscope, it can balance, it harmonizes the rest of all other components inside the essential oils, other chemical families, other chemical groups. They can coexist in a very harmonious way with the assistance of monoterpenes. So here you go. So you need to understand why monoterpenes is so important in the essential oils. Now the sequesterpenes are found in most EO as well. Now the sequesterpene can increase the half-life of the EOs. It's found in sandalwood, cedarwood, and myrrh. And sequesterpene is excellent for the brain, for the pituitary glands. It is good for oxygenating the brain. It helps to increase the oxygen barrier to the brain. And sequesterpene has the same anti-inflammatory property, antiviral property, and anti-tumor property. It is an excellent component for grounding as well. So when you found sequesterpene, the immediate thing is linked to the brain. It's a beautiful brain tonic, for example. So please find out what are other oils that has sequesterpene. Look for 10 of them. And then lastly, phenols. So phenols is a very important component. Now phenols, they are an important cellular receptor cleanser. And according to biology study, cellular receptors are responsible for our disease, manifestation of our physical character, not DNA, because the DNA need to receive signals first from the cellular receptors from the cell. And the cellular receptors respond to the environment. So if the environment is stressful, the cellular receptors will change. And then they will send the information to the DNA, and then they manifest out. So the cellular receptors are the translator and the controller. And cellular receptors has memories, bad memories or good memories. So the cellular receptors, if the environment has more essential oils, that means the cellular receptors will respond and change according to more, for example, frankincense, lavender. So there will be more different kind of cellular receptors manifest out from the cell and able to bind to all these molecules. And all these receptors are also responsible for other healing and cellular communication property. This is what they suspect in research. And likewise, if the person is stressed, there are different cellular receptors coming out. They are also responsible for other diseases associating with the stress receptors. So there are good receptors and there are bad receptors. So the receptors also have negative memories and positive memory. So the phenol is one of the oil that helps to cleanse the receptors. So the receptors is cleansed, then they are able to evolve and change and respond positively to the environment. And this is the most important. Phenol is a powerful, powerful antimicrobial component. So when you see phenols, and they have been using in hospital classically, you know that it will kill almost everything. Yeah, of course, too much is irritant to the skin. Please take note of that. They are irritant to the mucus lining as well. These are the things that you have to take note. Now, what else? Aldehydes, these are something that you have to read about. Ketones and ester. Now, ketones is something that you have to know that they also dissolve mucus. But it might include, it might be suspected to induce seizures for people with brain seizures or history of epilepsies. These are something that you have to take note and be very careful about. They are associated with some risk there to a certain extent. It is not 100% absolute, but you have to take precautions as a clinical aromatherapist, and it is a responsibility to do so. So this is something you need to know here about ketones, all right? Ester is an excellent oil. It usually gives a fruity smell. Wintergreen is ester, for example. They have a lot of ester in wintergreen. And ester, they are also used in many applications whereby it play a part in perfume, perfumeries, and they do have properties in healing as well. Now, the other thing that you need to take note is benzene ring, all right? Besides reading about what ester can do for you in essential oil, you need to know how to draw a benzene ring. The chemical structure of the benzene ring is in the textbook. It is in page 11. Please focus on that. So there is a ring inside in the hexagon. So this is what you need to draw. Well, there are other chemicals here, lanthanones and coumarines and oxides, but please pay attention to oxides. Now, oxides, again, they could be responsible for seizure. Please take note of that, but not absolutely, but please take precautions. What are the oxides, for example? Rosemary, right? And oxides means that it's good for the lung. It can able to expand your chest for breathing. So these are the oils that you need to focus on in your reading for oxides. Oxide is an excellent oil component. When you see there's a high percentage, it means it's good for respiratory as well. Expand the chest. Now, the other thing that you need to know is that how do people analyze EOs? They are inferior way of doing it, which is a GC, gas chromatography, whereby they just do a very rough spectra and find that, okay, roughly there's a fuzzy profile of essential oils, and they will just stamp and say, okay, it's there. Or they can add on another step we call GCMS, okay, whereby the resolution is sharper, but it's still not the best. So they can find a few peaks, and then they recognize that's 4 to 7 peaks that represent the fragrance molecular weight. And then they'll have a stamp and they'll say, okay, I approve it. So these are the two levels that majority of the industry are analyzing. Now, my specialty for the past 20 years is in mass spectrometry. I have been a pioneer in mass spectrometry, and I've been teaching all these things, applications, getting involved in many projects where forensic, environmental forensic, and food forensic and criminalistic forensic is concerned. So I'm very familiar in terms of how to run the system. The last thing that actually you need to know that for a therapeutic grade or a higher grade essential oils with pharmaceutical property, or we call therapeutic grade property or medicinal property, they require to be verified by GC-MS-MS, which is 2MS. 2MS, okay, so GC-MS-MS, basically it's a much sharper resolution, like a camera, they can see more peaks. And then usually it's about anything from 200 to 500 peaks. If the peaks is complete as per the plant itself, and then it qualifies to be therapeutic grade because it has all the molecules captured inside the bottles. And that has to be verified in a much more expensive equipment called GC-MS-MS. So there's GC, there's GC-MS, and then for the highest quality of essential oils is GC-MS-MS. Why the resolution? To be analyzed, and they're very expensive. In fact, in my profession, not many laboratory has GC-MS-MS, and not many laboratory know how to analyze a full range of spectrums of essential oil using such instrument, or whether they have or they do not have. So this is the background of analyzing the quality of essential oils. So because of the complexity of these, sometimes when you read data, they will say that, the essential oils quality is such and such. You first have to ask what machines they are analyzing. They may not give a clear resolution. There's no precisions. The highest precisions requires an expertise, a qualified expertise, and a proper machine, which is called GC-MS-MS. So with that, I will end my lecture today, and hope you enjoy today's lecture, and I'll continue to see you in chapter 5. Bye-bye.